what does the acronym FAAR mean? You guys have this one yet? F-A-A-R.
Frame.
Frame is your first one. Do you guys understand what it means to frame something? When we frame it, we're providing enough structure that stuff can happen inside that frame. And it's not the canvas, it's the frame. You guys went to the museum. Pictures have got frames. The frames contain the canvas. Without a frame, it's hard to do art. Everything needs some structure. Even you as a human being, you've got a skeleton, and on the skeleton hangs your meat. Okay? So framing is enough content so you can begin to engage with something. What's the second one, Kelsey?
I'm trying to think. It's not activated.
It is activated. So we have some content, and we begin to interact with the content. This is why, we fall asleep when we listen to sermons. Why do we fall asleep when we listen to sermons? Because we're not interacting with the sermons. The sermons are all one way. This is why we fall asleep when we listen to somebody lecture. Why? Because our brains go into passive mode and they just begin to kind of flatline. And that's not the way we learn. How does a kid learn? Mom says what? Mom says something. What? Tie your shoe. We tie the shoe. I don't know how to tie my shoe, Mommy. We get down, we teach them how to tie a shoe, we do some iterative activities, and then what does Mom say?
Good job.
Good job. Good job. Way to go. Or like that's so there's this kind of feedback loop that begins when we're just very, very young and just a year old, and you're beginning to learn how to interact with the world. So you begin with the frame. You go into the activation, then this is assessing. You're going to assess, did it work? What worked, what didn't work? It's just gathering the information, assimilating it. This is what we're doing, and what Mary is going to just receive from all of you. She's going to get these 18 different assessments, and she's going to synthesize, and really we're going to then reflect, which is your last thing. And we're going to see if there's things that we need to do to change. This is how we learn. And I got this, I first started a thing called the CGA, Center for Global Action. I thought, how do we learn? And I went and I studied all this active learning stuff, all this research about the way people learn, and it's not how we're taught. We're not taught how we learn. We kind of are taught according to what's easiest for the teacher. What's going to be best for you and me, when we really want to grasp as much as possible, be as efficient as possible, is to work in the way that our brains naturally work. So this is a process that you should expect from everybody who is teaching here at Global U. Does that make sense? This is what we're doing at the start. So we're going to get a lot more of an iterative cycle, and this is actually it replicates the same process that you're going to go through as entrepreneurs. As entrepreneurs, you are going to want to engage with a concept and chew on it and use it and manipulate it and get feedback about how its potential could be realized in the marketplace. And then you're going to try an MVP, and you're going to get feedback from that, and you're going to put something out there that might be a product, and you're going to see if it fits the market. And that's a process that we hope to replicate here in this classroom.